This is Valley News Live at 5.
We start with breaking news out of Moorhead. A 24-year-old man has been arrested in connection with a shooting last week. Marquise Dempsey was arrested today on 5 felony charges, including aiding and abetting attempted murder, 3 counts of aiding and abetting assault, and burglary. We were there the night of the shooting. It happened on Wednesday night last week near Ellen Hopkins Elementary. Police say multiple shots were exchanged during a dispute over custody of a dog. Court documents say 2 people in a car, Dempsey and his father, fired shots at a home. The homeowner returned fire. We still don't know who that person is. 45-year-old Tamaris Dempsey was previously arrested in the case, charged with attempted murder, assault, burglary, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. No one was hurt in this incident.